Welcome to another episode of our SaaS Stories podcast. I'm your host, Ash, and this is a show where I interview proven founders and industry experts who share their stories, strategies, and insights to help you build, launch, and grow your SaaS business. In this episode, I'm talking to Gamze, the founder of Petroica, or the co-founder of Proficiency. Gamze, your metric-driven growth marketer navigating the dynamic realm of SaaS marketing. Her journey has led her through investment offices and diverse SaaS ventures across the globe. Enriched by experiences ranging from international SaaS businesses to mentoring buddies, entrepreneurs, she has actively participated in over 100 events as a speaker, mentor, and instructor. Her career inception in investment offices and startup accelerator underscored the importance of marketing for business success, compelling her to dedicate herself to this challenging yet rewarding path. Partnering with Patricia Digital Marketing and Design Company, she brings her expertise to that table with a penchant for working with conglomerates, SMEs, and emerging startups. Patricia's global outreach complements her proficiency in understanding varied customer bases. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. So, Gamze, welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me. It's really great.
Right? Do you have a favorite quote, something that inspires or motivates you that you can share?
Actually, yes, I have. It's from Abraham Lincoln. Discipline is choosing, between what you want now and what you want most. Actually, it's always inspires me, and I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I've never heard this before, but yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it. So tell me about Patricia then. How does the agency works? Who is it for? And what's the main problem you're trying to solve there?
Yeah. Actually, it's a digital marketing and design company, and many people think that at first it's just a basic digital marketing agency, but we're a little bit different uh, from them. Because we do also growth marketing more than digital marketing, actually. So with that, we have a long journey with companies, with brands. So it's not like doing just social media or online ads or creating website. We always have a long journey between them, and we always create revenue with them.
Right. Okay. So it's not just about the social media marketing or the content. It is more about the relationship you build with the companies, the organizations. And what exactly this process like? Um, do you do anything and everything with regards to digital, or is it something particularly specific?
We can say specific, but also at the same time, everything. It depends on goals, actually. For example,
Mhm.
for some companies, we do lead generation. They only want to have the service. But for some companies, we do lead generation and website and social media marketing. Also, sometimes they ask opinions about business development because we also some teammates works for a business development department. So yeah, we can say that both.
Great stuff. So can I say that you're into growth hacking a little bit then?
Yeah, we can say that.
Yeah. Okay, great. So, I mean, this is a word which is buzzing everywhere right now on my social media. So that's really interesting because a lot of our listeners are founders or SaaS founders, and they mostly start bootstrap, and then they, get some fundings in the market, and then potentially that's the time when they scale. But the initial journey for our founders it is always a little bit difficult because they want to gain the traction, the attention from their potential users. So, what I would like to understand from your perspective is when somebody, let's say, for example, a hypothetical situation like if I come to you, I'm Ash, I run Art Circles, a SaaS platform, and I would like to gain more traction. What is the step-by-step process you follow in order to understand the whole business model, revenue model, and then how you actually design or define the strategies to help out the founders?
Yeah. First of all, we talk about goals. What do you want to achieve? You want to generate more leads, you want to be visible, or you have different goals. It's all depends on goals first. Then we decide which channels we will use for these goals. Actually, it can be social media, it can be email marketing, or maybe you just want to optimize your landing page. We can optimize our landing page, and we just decide which channels we're going to use. And also, there is something critical that budget is really important. You need to have a big budget for all those activities, especially for online ads. But if you think that you don't have a big budget, maybe you can focus on SEO and content creation and social selling on LinkedIn for lead generation part, maybe. It depends on goal at first, then channels and budget. And we will have marketing roadmap. And yeah, actually it works like that.
So you have like a very step-by-step framework which you follow in order to get your customer on board. Okay, great. So let's now take a pivot from this point. Let's say if a customer comes to you, somebody like a team of three people, they're starting a new startup, and they have very limited budget. What kind of strategies you would recommend them in order to? I mean, you already mentioned that about content and SEO, but that's not easy, is it?
Really hard, but
Yeah.
also for startups, you need to know about your market and your competitors because it's a challenging way and you have to know everything related to them. And actually, recently, just one video or one social media post can go viral just in an hour, and it's so powerful. So content creation is really important for startups to be visible to other people, to other businesses, for investors, for example. It's really important. And if you have a small budget, actually, you can't use online ads. I have to be honest, but you can use some lead generation tools, or you can use some LinkedIn posts and Instagram posts, depending on your business, obviously, or you can use email marketing, or you can just publish a product or a little service. It doesn't have to be your, whole product. Maybe you can just publish an MVP on Product Hunt. It's also really beneficial.
Yeah, good. I've used Program for a while for a few of my products, so I know that it really works out well when you have the B2B kind of products there. So let's talk about where the story begins. Where did the idea for Petrosia came from? What was the trigger point when you
Oh.
decided to start with it?
Actually, I was overworking, but getting underpaying. And I'm pretty sure everyone has got a similar story in their background. So one day I just asked myself, is that the career path that I want to follow? Absolutely not. And I had some freelance jobs, but I realized that people are not willing to pay enough money to freelancers, and they don't care about marketing a lot because marketing takes time and you can't just get thousands followers in a week, and you can't just publish just one online ad and lead generation. You can't just expect that in short term. And I realized that people just don't care about marketing too. And I asked myself, what can I do to, change this process? Also, I wanted to work with different people, especially with freelancers, and I wanted to give a good amount of money to those people. And I had one of my best friends, and she had the same situation. She was a freelancer too, so we just decided to create this marketing company, I said. And we brought our clients and some partners to the company, and we just started from zero.
Hmm. Right. So basically, you guys were going through your day-to-day job, but then you decided, well, we are making peanuts, and then the companies we work for, they're making, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So why not we can do it? And then you just joined the hands, and then you started doing it. Okay, that sounds good. And what primary channels? So I'm guessing that when you joined hands, you started putting together all of your online, identities, website, social media handles, etc. And how did you? Okay, let me rephrase the question. How do you got your first customer, and how did you go from one customer to 10?
Actually, we had it before when we were freelancers. We just brought them to a new company, and we couldn't handle many customers at first, but then we get help from other freelancers. And when we started to grow, we needed new clients. And actually, it started with basically like uh, from our clients. Like there's a client who says that, what, I'm working with people from Petroica and they're really nice people. So would you like to get, service from them, or just one marketing session? And they're like, yeah, let's try. And actually it started like that. We never used online ads, or we never used email marketing, because when you get client, and when it's a big client, and when you're only 5 people in a company, you can afford many things. So at first I can't say we used online ads or something like that. It's just reference.
Yeah, just word of mouth for you. So
Yeah.
that was how you got your first customer. So what about the next nine or first 10 customers? How did you approach them?
At that point, you use online ads, and they're really helpful. And we only use online ads actually for this point, because references, they were working more, they were working better.
Yeah. So what movie channels you use for the online advertisement?
Budget at first, and second, it's not useful for B2B actually, because when you work with B2B, you have to have, like reference, or you have to have online presence on like social media. For example, they always want to check your followers, because they think that, yeah, you're a social media company, so probably you have like millions of followers or something like that. But no, we don't have. But when you show them your work, for example, we start with this, and we created this. For example, it's our ad example, or video example, or landing page example, and we turn it to this. And by doing this, our client gained this. When you show them some data, and when you show them some example, they're like, yeah, we can work with you. And we use those metrics on online ads and LinkedIn. But on LinkedIn, we did social selling actually. We just sent messages.
Right. So why don't you share with our listeners about a case study there? One of your customers, how did you grow them from zero to, I don't know, 100,000, and then how did you generate more business for them? So it will be easier for our listeners to understand.
Yeah, one page or case study, they both work.
Okay. So would you like to share a case study with our listeners?
Oh, yeah, I
One of
can.
your, yeah.
Yeah, for example, we've got a client who were trying to sell AWS education program,
Mhm.
and they were official partners, AWS, but their education programs are a little bit expensive because basically they give, high-tech educations. And for them, we published online ads. We used 5 different creatives. And in 3 months, we got so many leads. And I can say that they growth on social media 35% in 6 months. And in 3 months, they got leads around like 100, 120. And for conversion rate, actually, it wasn't bad because at the beginning, they were like 3 clients at first. Because when education is expensive, it's hard to find people who can afford it. And you can't just get those people with online ads. Also, you need to use some social media posts, you need to use email marketing, and you need to talk with some big companies who can offer those education programs to their teammates. So yeah, I can show that.
Sure. Okay. And 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 when you help out your customers with these marketing techniques, obviously you first understand their goals and then which channels they want to go forward with. How do you determine about so let's say defining goal is easy for business because they want to achieve more growth. But how do you define a channel, growth channel? For example, let's say hypothetical example. Let's say we have a payment company where you go to the store and then you pay by card. Tap the card and then you pay. That company is B2B. Now, what their customers are is, I guess, stores, restaurants, everybody who accept payments. How do you how do you figure out the channels or the way to market this kind of service?
You need to decide what is your target audience, and you need to decide where is your target audience, because probably you cannot find those kind of people on Instagram or LinkedIn. You need to go LinkedIn, but like you can't find them on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube. You can just find them. You need to go LinkedIn because companies are there, and your target audience basically on LinkedIn. So you need to use LinkedIn actually.
Right. So so most of your effort will be focused on the LinkedIn platform because all the companies and the decision maker hang out there. And I guess for B2B companies that makes sense also because a lot of decision makers for businesses hang out on LinkedIn. So why not if they're there? Why not advertise there? Have you found LinkedIn advertisement more expensive than other channels? What is your
Yeah,
view on it?
it is really expensive. It shouldn't be.
Yeah. Okay. Would you be able to give us a ballpark? For example, if you want to put an advertisement on LinkedIn, how much it will cost us, I don't know, for 100 clicks or 100 days or a month, something like that.
Mm. Actually, it depends on your target audience and country. So we can't say that, you know, the budget will be like that. We need to check that on LinkedIn first.
Okay. And what is your average budget you spend during your LinkedIn advertisement with your customers?
Oh, it depends on the customer actually, because for startups, we use like $1,000 for a month, but also there's, that education company who also spends like $5,000 just in 2 months. So it depends on the company.
I guess they have high ticket clients, that's why. But for
Yeah.
and I've seen this bump of educational content coaches and these providers, they come into the market and they sustain for a while, and then the technology changes or the whole thing which they're educating changes, and then they have to rephrase the whole course, etc. Okay, let's take a step back then. Gamze, I'm and my listeners are eager to learn more about the person behind this this company? Can you take us back to your roots, share with our listeners about your upbringing, where did your childhood went, where did you study, how did your early experiences in your life shaped your journey and eventually led you to become an entrepreneur? And where were there any key influences from your family, from your friends, from your surrounding that played a significant role in shaping your entrepreneur spirit?
Okay. So I started to work at an investment company at first. Also, it was a startup accelerator, and they were investing little startups, and their portfolio was a little bit small. Then I changed my job and just started to work at another investment company. They were a little bit bigger than the previous one, and I realized that you know searching for their competitors and their market, analyzing the market is really challenging, but also it's so fun for me. And even if that market analyzing is, just a small task for that company, because it was not something detailed, because I was just a junior. I realized that it's a really good opportunity to learn about more on marketing. And I found it fun, challenging, and also I wanted to have a career on marketing. So I started to learn marketing, and then I started to work at a marketing agency, and I got some courses. Then also I started to work at little startups, unpaid startups. Just wanted to learn business, how to succeed, something. And then I just joined an entrepreneurship group. They were having hackathons in different cities, and they start to find some sponsorship programs, and I was a part of it. And I went around 20 cities to work for those hackathons. Also, I met new people and entrepreneurs. Also, I was going to professional entrepreneurship programs, and I was just so, how can I say that, wanted to learn everything at the same time, and it was a mistake. But I learned that it was a big mistake. But I tried so many things, like marketing, like business development and sales and entrepreneurship. So I did different entrepreneurships, get some different courses and work with different companies and work with different startups. So I finally decided that marketing is for me. I decided that. So in my professional career, actually, I worked in e-commerce company. It was one of the biggest companies in Turkey, actually. And also, I worked in SaaS businesses, two different SaaS businesses. And then after I left that big company that didn't want it to work anymore, I decided to create something different, and we created Petroica.
Nice. So, what about your childhood then? Did your parents had any business? Where did you got this inspiration to start a business? Did you have friends or any friends' parents who motivated you when you were a kid growing up?
My friends were supportive, and I'm really grateful for that. But actually, what inspires me, that overworking, but underpaying. And I realized that there are many people like that. And in Petroica, we wanted to do something different also with this situation. And in our company, as a freelancer, you decide what you want to, earn in that project. And we never add commissions on it. And you can see every email that we send to our client. And when we create, offer, or when we create a social media package to, for a client, you can see the pricing, and you can see, how much we earn and which people earn for this money. So
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. And when when you had this epiphany, did you look into the market? Were there other products? I'm sure there are other agencies, right? What was going on at that time, and what did you see from your research, and that encouraged you to start this company?
I worked in a digital marketing agency before, so I know that, for example, if you have $10,000, offer, and most of the time, just $2,000 or $3,000 that you pay to your teammates, and rest of the money just goes to company. And by saying company, actually, I'm talking about us. Actually, just get that money. And if people are happy, that's okay. But I realize that they're not happy with that because charging someone is really hard. And sometimes in some agencies, you don't charge your service. You see that client is so big and client has got huge money. So you say that, yeah, we can get more. Why not? Because they already have money and they're going to spend it. So why don't get it? And for me, it's not ethic, actually, because we shouldn't judge client by their money. We should judge that by, service that we're going to give to their business. So it's just, disturbing situation for me. And we didn't do that in our company.
Okay, that makes sense. So basically, you make sure that what you promise is what you charge for, and then you never, upsell or do things which will, squeeze your customer's pocket more.
Yeah, exactly. Because, at the end of the day, we need to give them a report where and how we spent their money. And if we couldn't get a good result by spending their money, it's our fault.
Oh yeah, definitely. Marketing people. If I'm hiring a marketing agency to do some marketing stuff for me, and if I'm not getting the result, but I'm still paying for their wages or for the contract, that will piss me off a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so can you give us the sense of the size of the team? Number of customers. How big or small your ideal customer profile is.
Recently, we are 6 people, but also we have freelancers. So we can say that up to 20. There are many freelancers. As customer, we have startups and new business owners. They're few, but still we have it. And also we've got big companies like I mentioned that education company. And I can say that recently we've got 11 clients.
Mhm. Okay, that's good. And how? So, have you ever thought of? And I'm guessing that because it's not a product or a sort of like a B2C company, you won't be able to raise any money for that, right?
Yeah.
It's fully bootstrap, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And we never, thinking about getting money from, ventures or something like that because they cannot.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, why? Because the VCs always have these kind of marketing agencies in their pockets, in their local demographies. So can you share a moment when you were faced with a tough decision with one of your customers that had an immense impact on your organization, and how did you navigate through it?
Oh, actually, we had that before. First, we have a team meeting like for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and we try to understand the situation, what's the problem, how we can solve it, and what we should
What
spend.
what was the problem with the customer? Would you like to share that?
Mhm. Actually, it was really to their budget because at first they promised a budget to us, so we had a plan for that. But in the last minute, one of those co-founders changed her idea, and we need to have a new plan because budget is everything for online ads. And we were like, how are we going to do it? How we can solve this problem? Because we only have a day and they're waiting response for email. And in this situation, you cannot say, but you changed your mind, just recently, and we cannot do something like that. It's not an option. You cannot say you can't say that to your client. Yeah. So we just changed plans so quickly because we had a similar case before from other clients. So we just changed the plan and just send it to them. But still, I think that what if we didn't have a similar case? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that we could solve that problem, but how? I don't know right now.
It's all right. It's all right. Okay, so as you know, we are heading towards the end of the interview. Before we move to our quick lightning round, what I would like to know is, throughout your journey and experience, there must have been valuable lessons learned, right? If you don't mind sharing or reflecting on your experience, that tell us about, a mistake or a setback which you have encountered along the way, and you consider it not a regret, but like a lessons learned in your life. And what advice would you give our listeners based on this experience?
I would say that hire sales person because being co-founder, marketing people, finance people, project manager at the same time is so hard. And also you need to develop business, and also you need to arrange many things in company. Also you need to be HR people at the same time, and it's so exhausting. So first, get salesperson to your company. It's one of the mistakes that we did, but also it was because we couldn't afford someone in the beginning. So we did that mistake. Don't do that. And second, hire finance people and work with them. Don't try to calculate your, benefits, bonuses, don't salaries. Don't do that. It's a huge mistake. And third, when you have a meeting with a client, don't assume that you know everything about them, because you do not. And also, they do not know you, and they only care about benefits. So don't use fancy words or something like that. Do not try to explain your company's goals. They don't care about that. They only care about benefits, and they only care about money they're gonna pay. So there's only two things for many customers, and keep that in mind.
Yeah, good. So always hire a salesperson, a finance person, and study well before going to your customer, meeting with your customer, and make sure you don't bombard unrelated information with on the call with them. Mostly talk about benefits and how they have to exchange with you in terms of the services. Great, that's good. Good advice. So yeah, let's move into our lightning round then. So I've got 6 questions for you. So I'm going to ask you each of them, and you can answer them as quickly as you can. You ready?
Okay.
Great stuff. Let's move into first question. What's one of the best piece of business advice you have received?
Actually, I already said that. do not assume you know everything your client.
Yeah. Is that from your mentor or coach you have given this advice?
Mentor.
Or your mentor? Okay. Question number 2. What book would you recommend to our audience, and why?
Atomic Habits by James Clear.
I've read it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great stuff. What's one attribute or characteristic in your mind of a successful entrepreneur?
Discipline.
Discipline. I agree. Couldn't agree more. That's one of the primary thing you need. What's your favorite personal productive tool or habit?
I couldn't hear you.
What's your favorite personal productivity tool or habit?
Notion.
Sorry, Notion.
Notion.
A lot of entrepreneurs I interview nowadays, they always say Notion. I need to start using it.
Yeah, you should.
What's a new or a crazy business idea you would love to pursue if you had the time and money?
Oh, definitely a marketing tool.
A marketing SaaS tool. What
Yes,
kind of
exactly.
tool? Is it a CRM or something like that?
Including CRM too, whole marketing dashboard like HubSpot, because they're only company almost in the market, and I think we need something new.
Yeah, they use them every day.
Yeah, I have to. I didn't choose, but I have to. That's why I think that there should be a new company. I like HubSpot, but there are some points that I don't like. And I think there should be a company who wants to disrupt the market. I would love to see that.
I have actually interviewed a couple of CRM founders from Midlands. So you can go into the podcast channel and search for Jasper AI. That's one of the CRMs
Yeah.
created by one of the entrepreneur. That's really good. And I'm interviewing Popcorn owner founder too. So Popcorn CRM founder is coming on the show too. So you might be able to connect with them later after the interview.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next question. What's an interesting or fun fact about you that most people don't know?
Oh, there's a hard one. I think nothing. I don't have
Come on.
creative for that.
You start-
I'm so open book.
Okay, no worries. So these were the 6 questions I had for the lightning round. Well, Gamze, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your story and unpacking your last years of building this business and some of the ups and downs along the way. If people want to check out Petrosia, what's the best way to do that?
Oh, uh, we are online on our website always. Also, they can reach out to my LinkedIn page. Just my name and surname. They can just send a message or they can send an email. My email is gamze@petroica.co.
Okay. And what's the website for Petroica?
Petroica.co.
That's really easy. Perfect. Well, Gamze, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your inspiring journey and the impactful work you're doing through Petrosia. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the SaaS Stories podcast.
Thank you so much. It was really fun.
Thank you all for tuning into this episode of our SaaS Stories podcast. I hope you found our conversation with Gamze insightful and inspiring. If you're a founder or an industry expert interested in sharing your story on our SaaS podcast, please don't hesitate to reach out. Simply email me at ash@oddcircles.com and let's connect for a potential interview opportunity. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to our podcast and stay updated on future interviews with proven founders and industry experts. We have a lineup of incredible guests and valuable insights coming your way. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and keep building.